And if you can figure out a job, a lifestyle, build a business that allows you to work a lot less for the same amount of money, then fantastic.
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the Fellowship of Honourable Men and Women Role Models for Boys and Men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory. And our discussion continues on how not to be a loser in your life. And we're talking in this topic about balancing work and life. How do you achieve a healthy work-life balance? How do you manage stress and avoid burnout?
Well, I'm going to just start by saying I think work-life balance is a myth. I don't believe in it. I don't think that it's possible, because balance suggests that we're neutral, right? We never lean one way or the other way. We're not having too much life and we're not having too much work. We're hanging right there in the middle. And to anyone who's ever tried to balance on like those balance boards, it's real damn hard, if not impossible, to hold it for any sustained amount of time. So I think this idea of work-life balance really does us a disservice. I think work-life, perhaps equanimity is a better term, in that some days you're going to have a deadline. And so work is going to just be off the charts. And then other days it might be a little slow, or you're on holiday. And then the life side of the equation is huge. I think it's looking at it on average, that where your time that you're spending on average throughout the week, the month, the year, on average is relatively equal. You're spending about the same amount of time, or the amount of time that you want, right? Because listen, all of us want to work way less for the same amount of money, way less stress, way less. And if you can figure out a job, a lifestyle, build a business that allows you to work a lot less for the same amount of money, then fantastic, right? But does that mean then that you don't have work-life balance because you're working less than the life, like the scale is out of balance? I think it's really more about, are you managing your time in such a way that you are able to accomplish all the things in work and in life that you want to do? And if so, then what does it matter whether you're at work or at home or more, if, again, the things that you want to do that are important to you, they're being taken care of in the amount of time that you have? And if they're not, then that's when the stress builds and when burnout can happen. When you're spending all of your time and energy at work, not achieving the goals that you've set for yourself or that the boss has set for you, because they continually move the bar. You're not getting the accolades. You're not getting the fulfillment, the bonuses, the things that you want, right? Home life is falling apart. Or the reverse, right? You're spending all your time at home because you're trying to, hold the ship together, and work is failing. Like, you can be burnt out either way. And it's when your needs are not being met, and you're the only one that can determine what those needs are and how much time you have in the day to dedicate to each of those.
It sounds like you need to be clear about what it is that's important for you, and then be assessing whether you're achieving that objective that you've set for yourself. And if you're not, that's what's causing the stress. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, you are. I totally agree. And there's a lot of different tools that you can use to help you figure that out, right? So one really easy one, basic one that's available on the World Wide Web, you can get one from my website, is called the Wheel of Life. And it's basically a wheel. You can think of it as like Trivial Pursuit playing pieces as well. And it's just these 8 categories of life, like love and relationships, sexual, house and money, like these types of things. And you just give it a rating and you see, like, is it a wheel or is it not? And I like using the analogy of a wheel, because if it's not all the same number, whether that number is a 2 or a 10. If they're not all the same number, then that wheel's not going to roll very smoothly, and life is going to feel chunky. You're going to go along and then boom, 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 every time you hit like the relationship side, right? If it's out of balance, in quotations, from the rest of the things in your life. So that's a great assessment tool to kind of give you sort of like take the temperature of where your life is right now. And then from there, working with a coach or a therapist to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to move this one area up a level, or to get my wheel more in balance, again, in quotations, and more in line with what it is that I want. And the wheel of life can do that. Your goals and assessments can do that. Why do I want this question? Where do I feel like I'm falling short? Why do I feel like I'm falling short in those areas? There's just so many ways to explore and get to the bottom of what it is that you truly want out of life, and then make a plan to get you there, to manage your time more efficiently, just to bring that wheel into balance. And that just basically meaning so that it's running smoothly, not that you're spending equal time in both places.
Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honoured to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.